Hey, thanks for watching this episode of Scrapping a Computer Tower. I'm Moose, I'm your host. In this video, I'm going to be teaming up with the folks over at iScrap App and Rockaway Recycling, and we're going to show you how to scrap a computer for selling it to a scrapyard, which is the easiest way to make a decent amount of profit off a computer tower. A lot of you are wondering, whether they should try gold recovery on their own, if they should try selling the parts on eBay, depending on how comfortable you are with selling stuff on eBay, and whether or not you're comfortable with the acids used for gold recovery, and if you realize exactly how many computer towers you need to make a few bucks going the gold recovery route. So in this video, let's take a look at taking apart a tower just for the parts to sell to a scrapyard. Alright, so this video should be pretty quick. We've got our beautiful tower. They usually just have a few screws here and there. Get your cordless drill with a Phillips head. Screw. Alright, so we got the side panel here, which is light iron. And look at all that lovely stuff. Alright. I've never ever seen one like this before, which is good and bad. This one has no RAM in it, so that's one thing that we'll have to kind of fluff to show you. Alright, so cracking this thing open, you're going to see all kinds of things you can sell to the scrapyard. First, you got your wires, you've got your motherboard, you've got some aluminum in the heatsink, copper bearing motor, another big aluminum heatsink in there, and a bunch of other things. So we'll take those apart and go from there. Oftentimes on these towers, what you have to do is pop off this front plastic panel. And I have one of these little pry bars here that works quite well. So we've got a little wire, snippy. And back here by the power supply, you're going to have some screws on the outside that you want to get rid of. That'll release the power supply. Alright, now, that's got a little wire on it. So this power supply can be sold to your scrapyard like this. You will get the most amount of money for it if it has what they call the pigtail on it, which is all these wires. Now, I'm going to show you the weight of this altogether and without. So right over there, there's a little rusted screw that needs to be removed. There's always a screw you can't see. Alright, so there we go. We got one peripheral card, and usually they buy them with this metal bracket still on them. And now we've got the motherboard up here with a few more screws on it. Alright, so the motherboard's been removed. So we have the light iron case here. Side, and on this, what you're going to do, most places, just about every place that I know of, they ask that you kindly remove the lithium battery here before selling the rest of the motherboard. Better go. Alright. Now we have a cooling fan that's mounted on top of a very heavy aluminum heatsink, which is over the CPU. So we're going to remove this. Now a lot of them are different, so the way I remove this one may not be the way you remove the one on your computer. And for all those people out there who don't like people who scrap computers, they are grinding their teeth right now and calling me all kinds of dirty words. And another thing, make sure you're wearing eye protection when doing this, because a lot of these little things have springs in them, and stuff will come flying at you like crazy. Gloves are smart too. I never said I was smart though. Alright, so this is actually a beauty. This has, yeah, wow. That's got a big old chunk of copper in the middle there. So we're going to send this over to Virginia I think that you might be able to throw this in with a copper radiator kind of thing, because it's a pretty good chunk of copper. But we'll ask her, and we'll see what she has to say about it. So we got the little heatsink here. I know a lot of you are going to see that and you're thinking, oh, gold! No, it's not gold. As a matter of fact, I don't even believe this is gold plated. Now this is probably just some kind of paint. And unfortunately, there's no way to really test it, because any acid test will reveal the metal, or the results of the metal underneath it, not the top. Because if it is gold plated, it's going to be so thin that the acid will eat through it quickly and give a result in the base metal. So, but this in the back here, that's silver paste. So I don't know if you want to scrape that up and save it in a bucket or something. And finally on this thing we have our little CPU, which this one is really easy to take off. Unfortunately, this is going to be one of the most worthless CPUs out there. This is called a pinless processor. As you can see, there are no pins on it. It's just all those little dots. So again, lowest value CPU out there. Sorry about that. And what this is missing is a couple of RAM sticks. Alright, so for light iron, we've got 10 pounds, 13 ounces. For a power supply with a pigtail, we've got 4 pounds, 5 ounces. For a power supply without the pigtail, we've got 3 pounds, 6 ounces. Alright, so we got 1 pound, 6 ounces of wire. 1 pound, 4 ounces of motherboard. We've got 4 ounces of electric motors. Almost an ounce of pinless CPU. I'm going to put both of these on the scale because not all of them have that copper bit. And the ones that don't will actually be a little bit heavier because it'll be solid aluminum. So let's put those on together and call it all aluminum. We got 13.3 ounces of aluminum, which is also going to be one of the higher grades of aluminum. We've got 1.3 ounces of PCI cards. Normally you would have about an ounce of RAM chips. And we also have drives. Now, some scrapyards will buy it just like that. And you have 2 pounds, 5 ounces of drives. Some places you can take that board out. It's a little bit more work. Then this would all be considered light iron, and that board would be mid-grade. And finally, a fourth of an ounce of low-grade board. So now the average computer would also have a hard drive, which would be about 1.5 pounds, and those are mostly aluminum. They do have, if you bother to take them apart, the circuit board on the back is one of the higher end boards that scrapyards will pay for. And there's also a couple of neodymium magnets in there, which are great to play with, and a little motor that spins the platters. And that's about it. Alright, so this is the easiest way to take apart a computer to make money off of it. Your profit margin is going to be in the mid-range area. So for the time spent, this is one of the best ways to make money off of old computers. Now, a lot of people out there don't like this method because they like computers, like to collect them, refurbish them, do whatever with them. That's fine. So if you guys are watching this video and complaining, I don't know why you're watching it to begin with. Alright, so we're going to take all the weights and measures that we have here, and we're going to send it over to Virginia over at Rockaway Recycling and iScrap app, and see what we get for money.